Hey guys, so this video is going to talk about the essentials of the pluck technique as well as the action and intent of it. The best analogy I can come up with is as if we were flinging a coin on a flat surface. So if there was an actual coin, we would load down on it with the finger, and you would notice that it's very relaxed at the tip. That's what allows it to bend. Don't keep it stiff like this. I'll explain why in a bit. So yeah, it would be relaxed, we would load on it, and we would follow through with that pressure, and eventually there'd be a break point, right? And then it'll just flick. On an actual coin, it would look like this. And that's the kind of action you want to transfer over to the strings. To get used to this, you basically stabilize with your thumb. Start off higher because it's easier, and just flick like that. Even use real coins if you want. And then when you get used to that, you would lower your wrist onto the flat surface itself, and you would flick, fling. So transferring this over to the strings, start off with the thumb high, and you would kind of just rest it on the 6th string for starters, and then work on this. It's like that flicking action. So if you were to break it down, you would load onto the string very gently, and you would just maintain that pressure, follow through, and eventually it'll snap. And when you get used to that, you would lower your wrist, just like how you practiced flicking earlier. And for your thumb, it's pretty much the same thing, except you're doing this. So you're just like flicking a coin like that. And on the actual string itself, don't think too much about like really flinging, because you might end up underneath the string, and you might do that, which also sounds cool if you do it intentionally sometimes. But basically you want to glide, just kind of let the thumb glide off of it. So there's a little bit of that action. So just work on that for now, and yeah. I mentioned earlier about why I wouldn't recommend keeping your finger flexed when you pluck. Reason being, if we were to go back to the analogy of flinging a coin on a flat surface, instead of having that nice bend and allowing the pressure to build up before it snaps, you have, if you try to let that pressure, you can't really store up any pressure because you're scratching. And it kind of looks like that if you were to keep it flexed. If you transfer it over to the strings, what happens is that instead of having that nice pressure build up and the glide over the strings, you have what is called a pluck, or like it's like one of those funky kind of sounding things, right? Like you're kind of like plucking the string upwards. And in terms of general picking, that might not be the most comfortable thing over time. Unless if you've already gotten used to it, then it's no problem. But I like the freedom of being able to walk my fingers, and with that intent of flicking a coin, I have the freedom to also generate a lot of power anytime I want, or keep it as quiet as possible. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't do that. But if you're already used to it, then by all means, don't even listen to anything I just said. Oh, if you're new to guitar, just a general thing about hand positioning, you want to take this portion of your hand and rest it on the bridge, and just let your hand fall, and naturally grip string number 6, 3, 2, and 1. So your thumb's on string 6, index on 3, middle on 2, 4th finger on string 1. And yeah, they kind of just grasp the strings, not very hard, but they're all ready to flick a coin at any given time. And another thing, some people like to rest their pinky to help for stabilization as they pick. That's fine too, whatever works for you. So I just wanted to drop that one out there.